A business and investment dialogue co-organized by the East African Business Council, EABC, and the German Africa Business Association, Africa VRAIN, was held at the East African Community Headquarters in Arusha, Tanzania. The overall objective of the one-day dialogue was to create business synergies in various sectors while showcasing the EAC as an ideal business destination for trade and investment.
Business and private sector are core for the integration process, and this is according to the treaty for the establishment of the East African Community. And indeed, this community is people-centered, it's an integration process, it's market-driven and private-led. Therefore, the private sector is at the heart of the East African Community integration agenda. It is against that all the pillars of integration that East African Community is spearheading, namely the customs union, the monetary union, the common market, all three are actually business and private sector centered.
The Executive Director of the East African Business Council, EABC, Honorable Peter Mathuki, gave an assurance that they will continue to ensure that the agenda of the private sector is well articulated and received by the policymakers in order to promote a business environment conducive to business formation, growth and expansion.
As EABC, our vision is a borderless East Africa for trade and investment, and it's therefore important that this kind of partnerships, once they have been realized, they are important for our business community in a way that enhances, as mentioned earlier, among others, technology transfers and as well as skills transfers. As the private sector of East Africa, we look forward to even more closer collaboration and partnership with German companies for the mutual benefit of our business community.
The Chief Executive Officer of the German Africa Business Association, Africa VRAIN, Christoph Kanensa, described the dialogue as a platform that provides an opportunity for networking and supports information exchange as well as better mutual understanding.
EAC has been ranked first among the 8 regional economic communities in the recently launched Africa Regional Integration Index report. But the regulatory framework has to be further harmonized to make the region more attractive for German companies. It is important to prioritize collaborative approaches that will see supply chains strengthened across borders and governments laying the groundworks for the ease of movement of goods and people. Afrika Verein is here to also support this process.
The dialogue brought together policymakers, experts, private sector representatives from East Africa and Germany.
In terms of the legal and policy framework for Germany EAC collaboration, this is anchored in the EAC Treaty, Article 771, which stipulates that the EAC integration is people-centered and market-driven. And I trust that our cooperation is more in the market and on market issues.
Last few years now, we've built up offices in other parts of North Africa, in Tunisia, in Algeria, in Egypt. We've opened offices in West Africa, mainly in Nigeria and Ghana, in East Africa, in Kenya, and we're looking at further countries to come. And in the southern part of Africa, we're also now in Angola and Mozambique. So Africa for us has been a very interesting journey in the last 5-6 years, and we believe it will continue to play a very important role in the business of our group.
I've heard that you have said that this A to Z is a family organization or family company since 1960. you have about like 59 years. My question is, what is the secret, or I don't know, kind of secret, what are you doing to maintain the continuity of a family business? Because for me, it seems it's a great challenge. We have seen many businesses have been started, and when the founder dies, even the company dies.
Team building is very important. We need to have delegation. If the delegation is there, we are able to sustain the business. I'll give you an example. 2 years back, in September 2017, our CEO, he passed away because of illness, and he was just 57 when he passed away. So people were looking at us that, okay, the CEO is no more there, how is the business going to run? But just imagine, it is a family organization, but there are other people in the family. One is holding the finance responsibility, another one is holding the manufacturing responsibility, and then there are other people looking after the marketing, sales, distribution. But his style of management was delegation. So whenever he had a discussion with anybody or any action he was taking, he was keeping the team together. So the CEO, the Chief Financial Officer, CFO, he knew everything that was being done in the organization. So the moment he took over, he started doing the same way, and the projects which were running, which were to be followed, were done in the same way. And we never felt the absence of the CEO that way.
A cross-section of local and regional investors shared on their experiences and concerns on various issues related to the potential for business partnerships with their German counterparts and investment opportunities in both countries.
There are a lot of opportunities that people can do business all over East Africa, but still we are coming to the same problem of tariffs and accessibility of those markets, how to enter the markets of those regions. Now, how are we going to promote the local manufacturers?
As a local family business that's been cooperating with NGOs and other international organizations to do international business, do you have any tips and talks for small business enterprises such as me who are looking into your footsteps, especially in the agro-processing sector?
So with the local partnership, you are able to penetrate much faster and get your job done. And the expertise is brought by Coca-Cola. So this is a good example of how you can be successful in Eastern Africa with the local partner, so which is very important.
In Africa or here, people do not accept high prices. Do you advise the German companies to produce something else which is of low quality, or that is not what they would do? They want to keep the quality and the prices as well have too much the production costs. So what do you advise them to do?
Why should I pay additional, and what benefit am I going to get out of that? So if that communication is there well done to the people, they would not mind picking the right product. And the middle class in East Africa is growing. Now the more middle class is there, it is more sensitive to the quality of the product and not just the price.
We have companies in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania who are not only looking at East Africa, but they are positioning themselves in this region, but also targeting markets outside East Africa. So these opportunities exist, and also there are key drivers that are also happening in terms of the policy frameworks, prioritizing investments on pharmaceuticals, but also the consumer needs that are changing and looking for quality and also convenience in terms of medications.
We are providing incentives. So we have incentive packages, both tax and non-tax incentives. For pharmaceuticals, we have the import duty of zero tariff in EAC under the East African Community Customs Management Act since 2005. January 1st, whereby when you import machines from Europe or wherever to come and install them here. You don't pay any import duty, so import duty is zero. And of course, we have deemed capital goods arrangement, whereby you have certain items which goes with the capital items, with the machineries.
The dialogue was supported by East African embassies at Berlin, German embassies in East Africa, and other partners from the region and beyond.